Hello, 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 everyone. Hope everybody's having a good week. We got lots to talk about today, and I am going to bring up Deb. How are you doing, Deb?
Great. How about yourself?
I am doing good. Welcome to Let's Talk About It, Steph. You ready to talk about it tonight?
Sure. You know me, I'm always ready to.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Oh,
How's your week going so far?
really good. I missed seeing you at work today.
I know today was my day off.
How nice. Aren't you the lucky one? No.
I know, right? I finally got time to go do some stuff. I really didn't do anything today. I was lazy.
Good for you. Good for you.
All right. Well, I'm so pumped up for this weekend. I got a couple of days off this weekend before I have a big meeting to go to this week. So I'm like really excited about getting everything in and out and get done.
I'm
I'm ready for a vacation. I don't know about you. I'm ready for a vacation.
yes.
Steve's ready for a vacation too.
Yes, he is. He takes one in a couple of weeks, I think.
Oh, awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, I know last week we talked about some things about mental health and about getting help for those that are feeling like they need to talk to someone. So we definitely put the numbers back on the screen tonight for 988 and then 1-800-273-8255 to help you get some help that you need. So let everybody know that you're not out there alone. There is help out there for you. Just want to put that on out there.
Definitely.
Yeah. Last week was a very somber week, don't you think?
It was. It was. Yeah. I just felt so bad for, of course, the person that we knew and that took his own life, and his family. What you can't. I can't imagine what they're going through right now.
I cannot either. And there's so many people that are suffering with the same thing. And it's like, I don't think they knew that they needed help, but it's just
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. I can't imagine what it's like that becomes your only option,
Hmm.
and I I can't even pretend like I know what they're feeling. I just feel so bad for them. And you just want it out there that just, if you can talk to anybody, because everybody, I mean, most people will be more than happy to at least lend an ear or what have you. But I just hate the thought that that was his only option. He saw it as it's the only way out. I
Yeah, I
just,
know. Yeah, well, that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to definitely talk about it because I think it is something that needs to be addressed. And we all have gone through that dark space in our life that, we probably all felt that way. And there's help. There's help out there. You're not alone. There's help. Yeah.
yes.
Hi, Zara. Well, we're going to welcome Zara to the show tonight. Check, mic check. But yes, Miss Deb, we definitely need to address that issue because there's this week, I've been hearing about a lot of people talking about the same thing. They needed the help, but couldn't get the help that they needed or didn't know who they needed to call. So we definitely want to make sure that we put that out there that if you or someone that you know or love is having issues to where they might think about doing something to them, doing harm to themselves, there is actually help out there. You can go to 988 to call for help. And there's also the 1-800 number 273-8255. So please, sir, please, ma'am, if you know anyone that needs help, please get the help that you need. You're not alone. Hi there, Willeen.
Hello.
How are you doing tonight?
Doing well. Grabbing some dinner and joining you.
Oh, awesome. Well, welcome aboard to Let's Talk About It stuff because we got a little bit to talk about tonight.
All right. Sounds good. Let's talk.
All right. Well, we were talking about Miss Deb. These are my wonderful sisters here. They're coming in here to join us tonight on Let's Talk About It stuff because I think we all need to talk about that dark side. You know, last week,
Yes.
yeah, last week we had a issue where someone had taken a life, and everyone that I spoke to, basically nobody knew that this person was having any problems or anything like that. The person seemed like they were happy-go-lucky. Everything was working out fine with them, and that happened. So it's a lot of people that are suffering from that, that are or have had family members that have suffered with it as well. So that's one thing that we're going to talk about this mental health. We really need to get some education out there, and we definitely need to be pressing on our political leaders out there that, hey, we need some more resources out here to help the people out here, because I think after COVID, it got worse. It didn't get better.
Yes,
So let's talk
definitely.
about it. So what do you got to say? Okay. So Deb, what do you have to say about that?
I think we do. I think we do need to get with our politicians, our local leaders, and there's got to be more. I think there's such a stigmatism also for trying to get mental help. And I think when they find out you're going to see a shrink or going to talk to somebody, that you're Looney Tunes or what have you. And in this day and age now, they think, oh my gosh, is that comes into the workplace with a gun. But it's not that way per se. There are people out there that just coping with life and need the help. We have to have more resources to get them the help.
I know you had great points, Ms. Deb. You breaking up there. I agree
Oh
with
God.
you.
And that was my
100%.
best speech ever.
That was a really good speech.
Yeah,
Exactly.
great speech. Even though you was breaking up a little bit, but great speech.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. But when it comes down to that, family and friends are very important. A lot of people look up to family and
Oh
friends. They
yeah.
want that support too. We could try to find help from the outside, but sometimes people look at the outside as strangers. But with family and friends are involved, that can help a lot when it comes to that type of situation too.
I agree. I agree. And the crazy thing with this individual, their families didn't even see the signs. It was just crazy.
Sometimes
And
there are not signs. Sometimes there are secret signs. It's just, because sometimes people can close a lot of things in. It's just like a secret heart attack. So you really have to pay attention to people that stand off too. You really have to pay attention and get more involved with people that stand off, or say maybe little things that's just like, oh, that's kind of weird for that person to say that, or
Right.
actions kind of weird to you. Just get more involved in friends and family, especially family. Need to get more involved in their family members' life because you never know what a person is going through. Because some people don't show the signs; they're just out in the open.
Right. I agree with you. So what you got to say, Belen?
I don't know if my background is loud or not because I am eating dinner at the same time as calling in. But no, I agree with both points that are made. And, I believe that people, they're embarrassed about what
Yeah.
depression or anxiety that they're going through. And so sometimes people don't want to express it, but a lot of times when you hear about someone taking their own lives or whatnot, they're like, I just saw this person was just happy, or whatnot, on the outside they're showing that they're happy, but on the inside they're miserable or whatever's going on the inside, so you can't just base it off of, someone smiling or they went
Mhm.
about their day or whatnot. And then I don't know what made me just think of this, whenever you're filling out like job applications or whatnot, how they ask about any disabilities and depression, anxiety, and things like that are on there. But a lot of times people will put that they don't have a disability, and that is a disability if you suffer from major depression, anxiety, and PTSD. But there are resources out there, and I don't know if it's stigmatized, within the workplace, to actually input on there, like, yes, I have depression as anxiety, if that would keep you from getting that particular job or not. But yeah, there's definitely different resources out there. And if you are working somewhere and you do have some type of mental health issues going on, most companies do have some type of platform or resource or some type of help. Sorry about the noise. Some type of help that you can receive, and that's actually free. I believe most companies have it where you get 6 free sessions, and a lot of people just don't utilize those. So that's what I have to say.
Great, great.
That is
And
great.
that's another reason why people. That's another reason why people don't seek help because of the cost, especially if
Right.
their depression, anxiety stems from money. you know,
Yeah.
they don't have the money to go seek therapy or whatnot. So again, back to what you all stated, our politicians, our community leaders, and whatnot, they need to advocate for better mental health care for all.
Right.
I totally, totally agree with you. Do you think that sometimes people don't ask for help because they think that people going to look at them funny for asking for help?
Oh yes, yes. Because we live in a
Oh,
world
yeah,
where everybody's
yeah.
so judgy, just judgmental. So a lot of people don't ask for help because, like Willeen said, the embarrassment. Oh, this person might judge me. Because sometimes, and I know witnessed that before. Some people say things, that you feel like that's out of line, or it's like a red flag. If somebody might say, "Oh my God, you're just crazy." Stop
Right.
calling people crazy. People are not crazy. It
Yes.
just people
True.
go through things, and they feel overwhelmed. And then people close in when people always call them crazy, something wrong with you, or you just weird. You should think like that. You should be like that. You shouldn't even say those type of words to people. Then you also
Mhm.
have to watch the people that's always smiling, that's always look like they happy every day. You got to watch those type of people too, because some people does that because it's a front. It's a front. They don't want people to notice the pain that they are feeling too. So it's good to communicate with people, see how they doing, especially when it comes to job supervisor, you know, um, communicate, interact with your people, not just, job wise, but sometimes you do have to get personal with people too.
Right. I totally agree. And one thing about my many jobs, that's one of the things that I have to deal with on a daily basis is basically communicating, filling people out to make sure everybody's doing okay. I ask the questions, and last week, man, that just really hit me because I was like wondering, did I miss something? What did I miss? Because he had that look on his face like there was something wrong. And I felt like maybe I should have asked him a little bit more. But, you know, like you say, people have that hidden part of them. They'll smile and tell you everything is okay, and their whole world is crashing and stuff. But I agree that we definitely, as a community, need to come together and be checking on our friends and family, because sometimes those people do give you warning signs. We're just too busy on our phones and not paying attention what's going on to actually hear. We hear them, but we don't hear them. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Yeah.
You have to be aware. You have to pay attention to people's
Yeah,
words, their action, and everything. You have to pay attention.
definitely.
Well, with that also being said, sometimes when a person does express to their family and friends or whatnot, depressed or whatever they may have going on, a lot of times people will disengage from that person because they don't want to have to deal with it or they don't know how to deal with it. So I think people probably, I don't want to say training, but people probably need to learn how to help other people cope with whatever's going on and not just distance yourself. Because if someone's already in a state of mind to where, they're depressed or whatever the case may be, and then they notice that people are distancing themselves, whether they express that they're depressed or not, that could also be another trigger.
Right.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's one of the things that we definitely need to make sure that we do is talk to people. Once again, the number is 988, and you can also call the 1-800-273-8255. If you need help out there, there is help. There's counselors that are out there. They are 24 hours a day. They are there to, you know, help guide you through or give you information to help someone that you know that may be going through something. So there is resources out there. We just got to come together as a community and try to use those resources out there, and also get on our politicians about, I know they're doing a lot of banning books and a lot of stuff that's going on, but we also need to be stressing and getting onto them by, hey, we need more resources for mental health. And they need it in those schools too, because there's so many teenagers that are ending their lives, and everybody's looking like, what happened?
Yeah.
And a lot of those teenagers are ending their lives due to bullying. So there's also another layer to that, to where our school systems need to actually take bullying very seriously. The embarrassment that you see this go through. I mean, I don't know if you guys can think back to when you were like in high school or middle school or whatnot. We seem to have better coping mechanisms back then. And I think a lot of technology has taken those coping mechanisms away from our teenagers and our children, because they're just so used to being one on one with that technology, to where the point where they get bullied, they don't know how to cope with it. They don't know how to reach out to other people, and then the schools just don't take it seriously. I definitely know of, she's my goddaughter or whatnot. She's bullied at school or whatever, and they didn't even call her mother. Um, she didn't find out until her child actually made it home. But I also saw a story earlier last week where this pretty little girl, she was beat up inside of the bathroom or whatnot, and they had a video of it going around. And she ended up taking her life due to the embarrassment. She said, she wrote a letter. She said she just couldn't face it. She didn't want to go back to that school. She couldn't face the bullies and just the embarrassment of the whole school and pretty much the world, because the video did go viral.
Right.
Seeing her in that state, so it's so many different layers to this.
Well, I'm so sorry for your goddaughter, and especially for that person going through that, and you're absolutely right. The schools got to do a better job, of paying attention to what's going on. And a lot of the teachers are too busy trying to teach safety, from the shooters and stuff that are coming there and doing and what have you. They got on a place. I think they really do need to start making sure they pay attention to what's going on in their classes.
I don't know if you noticed that, but the teachers are now getting beat up by the students too. So
Yeah. It's videos
that's
going around where
that's been
the
happening
teachers
a lot.
get beat up by the student. Yeah. It's crazy, but who are these bullies? You know, they get with the students that are being bullied, right? But are y'all getting with the students that's the bully? Are y'all getting with their parents? Like, something needs to
No,
happen. Like they're not.
No, a lot.
You can talk to a student all
No,
day that's getting bullied, but what about the bully? The bully just set free. Give some names out. Make these kids feel comfortable giving names out. If you
Right.
pull that bully to your room, you don't have to let them know who told. So you already know how it goes. Oh, well, such told me that I was bullying her or I was bullying him. So now he's or she's the snitch. Now that's another problem. Just start gathering your students, just like how they gather, seniors, every so many months and tell them where they are at. Start gathering your students, speak to them, see how things going. Just, it's something have to give. Um, with the school system and everything, something have to give.
well, and they also need to start holding parents accountable for the parents that
Yes,
have
yes,
kids that are bullied, right? Because those bullies come from troubled homes, and so they're taking it out on others. But if
right,
they start holding these students accountable that are bullying others, not just the students, but the parents as well, you probably
right.
see a faster change. But as you said, the
You will,
bullies are
and you're
never
right
really
about that. 'Cause I
addressed,
guarantee you,
and the
when
parents,
you start getting
yeah,
right, I guarantee you, when you start getting those parents involved, parents don't like to be bothered at all, especially by the school. You know, so now it's like, okay, you interrupting whatever I got going on. If it's nothing, okay, let me see what's going on. You need to stop that shenanigans. You need to stop it now. But parents don't like to be bothered. I get calls every day, just calls from the school. It's nothing, you know, just a system that's just calling you. And I'm like, why are you calling me? So I can just only imagine if my child was doing something in school, like your child's a bully, your child been doing it. I'm like, oh, hold up. You don't need to be calling my phone all the time. I got other things to be doing. So I'm gonna get on to that child. But one thing about people, they do not like for the schools to call them. They don't like to be bothered. So yeah, yes, you're right, Wileen. They need to start getting on the perpetrator. They parents. They parents.
absolutely.
I totally agree. I totally agree. That's one thing that we were talking about. What was that? 2 episodes ago, we talked about the G laws that they need to start holding these parents accountable. And what I had heard a couple of days ago, that one of the students that was in Mansfield that had took someone's life, they did hold that parent accountable for that.
Mhm.
So that parent might wind up serving some time because of that. And I'm like, I really honestly feel like that if your kid is doing something, you need to be brought to the table too. We need to
Right.
find out what's going on, and hey, if charges need to be brought, because the simple
Mhm.
fact is you did not secure your weapon, or you didn't do what you need to do. Especially, those teachers calling and talking about Johnny's doing this and he's not doing this, he's not turning his homework. That parent know the parents got to get more involved in what's going on in their kids' life. Last week we had an incident that not only with the person that I work with, it was another young man at one of the high schools in our area that wound up doing the same thing. So something has to give. And I really believe a lot of it has to start at home, but with the teachers and the counselors seeing the kids more than the parents do at times, because a lot of times the parent may on during a weekday may only spend 2 hours with their kid, because most children have after school practice or something like that going on, and then when they get home, you don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on in
Right.
those locker rooms,
You don't.
you know. So there's got to be some type of form of accountability, and everybody got to quit looking the other way. You see something. If you see something, say something.
Say
You
something.
know, if
Yes.
you see this person sitting up here giving all their stuff away, those are signs. Those are red signs. They're starting to give their toys away. They're starting to give clothes away. They're giving everything away for no apparent reason. They're emptying out their bank accounts. Those are signs. Nobody just normally just empty out their bank accounts for no apparent reason, just getting money away like that. You know, something's going on. It could be health issues. It doesn't just have to be bullying. Somebody could have health issues going on, and they feel like, well, what? I just want to spend everything. I want to just give everything away and don't tell their family, hey, I'm sick.
Mm-hmm.
But there again, if you have a physician, your physician, if you're that ill, your physician needs to be giving you the resource tools to where you can go speak to a counselor about what you're going through. It could be something basic. You could have heart issues. I feel like those physicians need to be saying, hey, you know what, let me give you this counselor's number. I'm going to give you this resource right here so you can talk to somebody about what you might be facing and talk about your feelings about it, because a lot of times we have those pent up feelings and we can't get out because we're afraid to talk to maybe a family member. We're afraid to talk to our friends about it because you don't want people to look at you in a kind of way. But at the end of the day, we got to talk about it because we got a big issue.
Right.
Yeah, so we keep losing Miss Deb. She's having some connection issues. I know we're supposed to be getting another round of storms maybe later on today coming through. So maybe Deb having that storm coming through her end.
It was so.
This
Yeah.
as well.
But I definitely appreciate you ladies hopping on with us tonight. Do y'all have any closing words to say?
Well, just as far as the physicians or whatnot, if your physician isn't advocating for you or they're not doing to your best, what's best for you or whatnot, you should always shop around for another physician. I know that I have the best physician in the entire world, Dr. Timothy Gifford. She's my primary care physician. I love her very much. And we don't just talk about just my health. We talk about, hey, my mental health, what's going on here or whatnot. Your blood pressure's a little high, what's going on here? How are you feeling on a day-to-day basis or whatnot? And then from there, we actually make a plan to correct those issues, even if it's going out on, a leave or whatnot, And she'll tell you, hey, if it's your job stressing you out, find another job. Sometimes people need to hear those
Right.
type of things from others instead of,
Yeah.
just living with what's going on. So that was one of my closing remarks.
Oh, okay, great. Also, when it comes to leadership too, um, they need to start reaching out to their employees. If it's not every month, at least every other month or something like that. Start bringing people in and speak with them, talk to them. Not even just about the job. I can't say when I have my one-on-one with my supervisor every week. It's not all about the job. Is there anything I can do for you? Is there anything I can help you out with? Just let me know. Even it can have something to do with the job or something outside of the job. How are you feeling? How's your mental health? We need to start asking those things and start putting out those things, make people feel comfortable, like, well, this person really care about me, really care about my well-being. This is not about the job. I can talk to this person about anything. So we
Right.
have, as people, supervisor in leadership, family, friends, or whatever, we have to start making people feel comfortable, because you don't, they're not going to talk to you. You're not going to see the signs. You're not. Even if you see the sign, that person's not going to feel comfortable talking to you. They're going
Right.
to feel alone. They're going to feel like they don't have anybody. So the next step is to do whatever it is that they want to do. If it's taking their own life, harming themselves or harming someone else. So we have to learn how to communicate with our people, with the community, even just somebody you passing by. I could see somebody at the store or on the corner. I speak to everyone. I am that friendly person. I speak to everyone. How you doing? I'm doing okay. Are you sure? Okay. So you say you good. So okay, I'm just a stranger.
Right.
But I speak to everyone. I always ask people how are they doing. I mean, because when people start feeling comfortable, when they feel like this person actually care, they start being more open. Even if they don't come out with everything, I don't need for you to come out with everything. I just need to know something. That you are doing good or you're
Right.
okay. You're not on the verge. You're not on the limb of doing something to yourself or to someone else.
Well, just to add on to
Well,
that
I
real quick,
totally agree
because
with
just to add on to that real quick, in the event that your manager, director, or supervisor is the one that is suppressing you, and you have those one-on-ones.
Yeah.
Sorry to laugh, but maybe find that trusted person at work. We all have work husbands or whatever the case may be. There's always somebody in the workplace that you can probably relate to and talk to. Even if it's not your supervisor manager, because they are the problem. And then families, they have to be an open ear to let that person be able to vent to, because you may be the only person that they are able to talk about this with. And then as far as saying good morning or hello to people out in the public, now you have to be careful about that because everyone's on edge. About 2 weeks ago, a young lady said good morning to a man, and as she was walking by him, he shot her for saying good morning to him. So, people are definitely on edge right now. People have a lot of issues that have not been addressed. It's a lot to take in and a lot to consider at this point. You can't even knock on someone's door by accident because now you just get shot dead.
Right.
Which I'm pretty sure you guys heard that story as well. Actually, it was 4 of them in 1 week, 2 weeks, within 2 weeks. People at the wrong address knocked on someone's door, got shot point blank. The person never said a word to them, So a person did a U-turn in a vehicle, did a U-turn, kind of went into somebody's yard, not really. And that person, that homeowner, came out and shot that person in the car, shot him dead. So we just have to always be on high alert for our surroundings, who we speak to, how we speak to people, and because of what we do. And if you see that you're in danger, get out of danger as soon as possible. Watch your surroundings. Sorry, I read a lot of news stories.
It's quite all right. It's quite all right. That's what we hear about when we here to talk about it, and that was just horrible. Last week, it seemed like it was just, people were losing their mind, I did hear about that, where the young lady wound up losing her life because they did a turn. They was trying to do a U-turn in the driveway. They realized they was at the wrong home, and the guy just shot her for no reason. And then the young man who lost, well, he didn't lose his life, but he got seriously injured because he knocked on the door trying to pick up his brothers, and this guy decides he looked like he was a threat and then shot him. And the young kid wound up going to 3 different houses before he could even get help that he needed. So we as a society, we got some issues that we need to wind up fixing amongst ourselves. I know we always like to go help other countries and stuff like that, but right here at home, we got some major issues. I really am pressing on our representatives to do their job. We need you to do your job, get out there and get some resources out there for these folks, because that there is a problem out there, but you refuse to fix it. We want y'all to fix it. So this goes to everyone that is a representative, Senate, whoever's listening. Hey, we need y'all to do your job. Get down there and fight for us, because at the end of the day, we're Americans. We're supposed to stick together.
Well, with that also being said, I know that we were doing closing remarks, but I can continue on. With that also being said, I believe it was in the House of Representatives, they have passed the bill, or they're trying to pass a bill to where preventative healthcare services are no longer going to be covered by healthcare insurance. So you have to pay out of pocket. So that means like your annual visits, your checkup, your blood work, any type of pap smears, STD testing, all that other stuff. They're actually trying to get rid of those type of things to where healthcare insurance doesn't have to pay for it. So it's like, well, one, what are we paying for? Why are we paying for insurance?
Right.
Yeah,
What? So
two,
when they pass, what happens after that?
What was
We're
that?
already an unhealthy society.
Right. So they bring more stress.
You said
more
what happens
problems.
after that? Yeah, we're
Yeah.
already an unhealthy society. Yeah, more stress and more problems or whatnot. So we definitely need to start pressing. We need to make sure that we keep our eyes on what's going on in the House of Representatives, the Senate, or whatnot, what bills and type of things they're passing. Because they're passing a lot of stuff that we don't know about, that we don't actually get to vote on. So we need to keep our eyes on our representatives, our Senate, and whatnot. And whenever we see things like this coming through, we need to speak up very, very loud. We need to, whether it's change.org or, writing to them or whatever the case may be, we need to make our voices heard that, hey, we as the American people voted you in here, and we as the American people do not agree with what you're doing. And if you don't agree with what you're doing, you will not get another term, period.
Right. Hey, I'm down for it. I gotta go and speak to a couple of people myself about some issues that I feel like they need to be pushing for, and they do. They need to be our advocate because we put them in those positions and they need to be making sure that our views are heard, while we're sleeping. You're absolutely correct. They are passing so many laws while we're asleep to it's ridiculous, and we won't know about it until it takes effect. The same thing like with the banking um, crisis that we're getting ready to go into. The banks are really starting to do things that is unheard of, and I'm like, what is going on here? They don't even want to take a commercial check that actually is from their bank. They don't even want to do that. It's a lot of crazy stuff that's going on. We got to make sure that we pay attention, but we definitely want to make sure that our legislators are paying attention to this mental health, because it's not getting any better. It's getting worse. We got to do something.
Yeah.
So my closing remarks tonight is, hey, folks, you're not alone. Talk to someone. You don't have to go and talk to a family member. There is help out there. You can call 988, or you can call the 1-800 number 273-8255 for help. You are not alone. There is help out there. Please call someone.
Even 211. It just all depends on your location.
Yes. So, well, ladies, I appreciate y'all coming on tonight and speaking on Let's Talk About It, Steph. I would love to have y'all to come on again, because we got to talk about some other stuff going on around the world.
Yeah, when I could come on, I'll come on. I have this school work, everything going on, but yes, I'm here for it.
All right. Well, I love that. Love talking to you guys. And thank y'all once again for coming on Let's Talk About It, Steph. Thank you for all of those that are listening to the show. You don't have to participate or anything, but please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to our show. Then once again, thank you for tuning in to Let's Talk About It. See you next Thursday at 6:30. Y'all have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.